Alright, so this is the 95 Camaro, just the base V6, 3.4 liter. Right now I'm just trying to get a few parts cleaned up, get a few things replaced on it. On this car it actually has a different type of coolant line that they don't even have in the stores. It's this guy right here, and basically it just runs in between these two connectors, and it allows the coolant to run up into the throttle body, and inside the throttle body the engineers at the time believed it would prevent it from freezing shut or having any issues like that. Right now I don't have the caps I need to be able to cap off these top two, but if you're ever doing a car like this and you have the caps available or anything else, you can actually just run these two together, because it's all off the same line, and then cap these off, and that's going to prevent you from having any type of horsepower loss. From what I was reading, it can up apparently the horsepower by like 7 to 8. Isn't a whole lot, but with a little engine like this, it adds up in the end. I did get some hose today at the store. AutoZone does actually carry some of these hoses still. The only thing is you do have to get your hose off first, take it in. They're going to have to size it because they can't just find it with a model number or anything like that. I'm going to get those cut here in a second, get them lined up, and then I'll pause it while I get the hoses cut because nobody needs to see how to cut a hose. Alright, so I'm back at it. So I went ahead and slipped the one side on real quick. You want to make sure you put that clamp on before you start slipping it on. That way you're not going to have to try and wiggle it down the entire way. The one other thing now, I'm going to slip the top part of this on, so that way it's good to go. Now, these are a super tight fit, and there's not much room to really work with, so when you're slipping this on, you got to be kind of careful. This bottom part is just straight tubing into the coolant line itself, going into your thermostat. So down the road, I'm planning on trying to find some caps to seal off this top one, or get a different different throttle body to see if I can find one that doesn't have this little connection in here. Because again, if we can make a little extra horsepower just for fun, even, it's not a, wouldn't be a bad thing. Oh, man. Super tight fit on these, which is good because I don't want it leaking again. It's been enough of a mess and enough problems trying to make sure it's not causing any issues anywhere else. Anyone that's watching, I do appreciate it. I know these videos are going to be pretty lame and not the coolest things at first. Oh, kind of left this one a little too long, I just realized. I gotta... I don't know if it's going to come back off now. Oh boy. Well, that bottom one I can shimmy on a little further too, and that'll give us that gap I think I need. And I definitely recommend taking off your air filter body and everything. Now it gives you just a little more room to actually get in here. Slip this hose on. Slip the old ones off because they are super duper tight. And like I was saying, this just connects directly into that throttle body area, or throttle body as well as thermostat here at the bottom. So you just don't want to be yanking on it too hard. And if you have a little easier access, you won't be doing that. Alright, we'll get started on this next one. Ooh. And I done misplaced my other hose. So, and here's that old one. after I took those clamps off, you can see where it was really leaking from. It's basically worn completely away. So this should really help with any overheating problems or anything like that. So far on this car, I found it for $1,200. I've been able to redo the thermostat now, the bottom radiator hose. Tomorrow, because I don't have a lifter anyway to get it up in the air high enough, I'm taking it in to get the U-joints redone, as well as the center support bearing, because they're all shot. And then we've already swapped out the tires, got some new tires on it. And a few other connectors and things like that that are just hopefully going to help out a lot with overall performance. I need to get a new radiator, I don't know, bracket, I guess is what they call this top one, because it is snapped, and it's the only part that actually holds this whole radiator in. It's just this plastic little lip there. So one of those other things that as time goes we're gonna have to get taken care of. Ooh, almost dropped you guys. Sorry. Probably shouldn't be moving that around too much. It's not easy to see. All right. Give me just a moment here. I'm gonna clean up the edge on this other hose. I should have done that on the last one. I did not. Whenever you're dealing with coolant or anything that's gonna be going in your engine, make sure you're trying to clean up your edges a little bit, not leave fraying hose or anything like that that can cause a problem. Like I said on that first one, we're gonna reattach these clamps first, just so that way we're not fighting with them and trying to get them on when the hose is already on and slipping it down the whole length. So it's not that bad getting them back on new ones. And now you did go through with a rag and just wipe everything down too when I had the camera paused, just so that way we didn't have to worry about any debris falling in while I'm getting these pushed back on. So I did about half. Remember to do half of the procedure I was talking about when making sure nothing gets back up in your engine. And I actually didn't leave quite enough room with this clamp. Move it a little bit more. I'm also trying to just steady this pipe that it's going into, so we're not hopefully gonna have anything break on me. Again, I appreciate anyone that's taking the time to watch these videos. I know the first few are definitely not going to be the prettiest done or the best probably, but as we go I'll be trying to learn a little bit more about this and how to edit better, and down the road I'm hoping to have a shop fully set up in like a garage, so that way it's a little quieter and we can actually have some of the better tools and stuff to really get some of these jobs done right I plan on doing to this car. If you can, swivel back and forth, twist is a lot better than just shimmying it. Oh, there we go. All right. Man, not a very bad fix. It's also the one I was saying that these two bottom hoses you can just connect together as well, and that'll ensure you get that little bit of horsepower back that you lose from the kind of pointless engineering from back in the 90s. Again, from what I was reading online, there hasn't been anyone that ever had an issue with just bypassing these top two and just running from the bottom. Hopefully in here in the next week or so, I'll pop these top two back off. I'll put some caps on, make sure it's sealed up good. Or you can even throw a hose on, throw a bolt in the bottom. I prefer to make it look nice and make sure it's as close to right as we can make it, since I want to eventually make this into a real nice car. And for finding it for $1,200, it gives you the option to do that kind of. I went to school for some of these things and never really got into the career field side of it, but I'm really happy to be doing some more of this work and maybe sharing some knowledge that not everyone has. Oh, man. One of the other projects I'll be getting recorded here soon and putting out is whoever the previous owner was of this vehicle, they decided to, hold on guys, I'm doing a video, 1 second. They decided to go ahead and hook up a radiator fan wire that runs right into the radio box itself. So, like I was saying, I'm gonna be getting that wire hooked up instead of wiring directly through the fuse box and everything else now. I'm going to be wiring, it's a two-way toggle switch into the side of the console inside. So that way I can actually just turn the fan on when I start the car and after it's warmed up a little. And then after I'm done and we need to turn it off, I can take it and go ahead and... So as I said, don't forget to not put these clips on. And that's exactly what I just did. Ouch. I have some other clips I can end up using for this, because I don't think I'm going to just... That one's not slipping back off. So don't let yourself get sidetracked and make that kind of mistake. I'll be right back. I'll start the video back up when I go get my other hose clamp that we can use in this situation. Alright, so in these scenarios, if you happen to get a hose on and that one is a bitch to get back off, it's getting late, it's getting dark, you don't want to deal with it. These are a really good little set to get. They have them at Harbor Freight. They're probably what, I think it was $8, $10, something like that. And basically, these are the fuel clamp for a fuel pressure line. So they'll hold good. You can take them all the way apart like I just did this one off camera. So that way you can get it around your hose and make sure you can still clamp it down so you're not going to have another big ass leak when you just tried to fix it. Positive side, I have an extra one of these for the next time I work on it. So looking at that positive there. Now these of course are not necessarily made to be bent apart and put back together, so we'll see how this works. If I end up having problems, I end up having problems and we'll have to figure it out. But I thought I had some different clamps. They're just like regular old, I think they're C-clamp or hose clamps. I'll show you here on the one line I have next to me that has one on it. In fact, it's one of the next pieces I got to put back on the car. So again, this is not all these fixes are going to be what you see in every garage or in every place you go. And you know, I hope most garages aren't going to have to do a fix like this, but if you have to, and you're doing this at home and it's not ready to be a show vehicle and you're just trying to get things running good until you can replace everything else and make it nice the way you want it, these type of fixes are going to hold you over. Make sure you're not leaking everywhere still. Look for any other leaks you may have on these older vehicles. I mean, it really comes down to you. If you're doing this on your own car, you're probably not doing it because you're making it professional yet, but because you enjoy it and you want to make sure it's going to hold together and you're not going to have a leak or have something come apart on you. And the satisfaction of getting the job done and knowing you did it and that, you know, you made this happen is sometimes one of the best things you can get out of these situations for yourself. And again, I went to school for basic automotive, diesel mechanics. You know, I did that stuff. I had fun doing it, but it's not the same as doing it on your own car. Because when it's your own car, you can really feel some pride in what you're doing and know that when you're going down the road, it's all on you if you did it right or wrong. You don't have to stress about other people messing up your job or doing something that's going to affect you going down the interstate or highway. So the clamps that I thought I had in this box are just these simple little hose clamps right here. And with these, it's just real simple, same idea, but they come apart and they're made to come all the way apart and then slip back together. Unfortunately, this clamp of mine here had seen better days on this hose. In fact, no lip left. Apparently, the lip just got pinched underneath. So there we go. All right. So, and as you can see, this filter looks like total crud, but that's also due to the fact that, unfortunately, I just found out these air filters are $100. So it's not something I'm getting right away. It's not so awful I can't use it, but I will be looking to get another new new filter here soon. I got recommended to go online and just search for a 3-inch aftermarket air filter that matches the K&N, and I'll save me at least, you know, probably $30, $40 he was saying, I think. So something I definitely want to look into and get taken care of.
Do I close this?
Yeah, not. Oh, crap. So I do not have the actual correct pliers for this job. There's a special set of pliers you can get. They look like needle nose, so they'll come out like this and then come at like a 90-degree angle, so that way you can just reach in sideways and just clamp from there. But until I can get all the correct tools and have a full shop and everything, we make do with what we have and make it work. Really, when it's just a simple hose clamp like this, as long as you get it on there, you'll be good. One thing I will say, you want to make sure your radiator hoses are good, and unlike this one here, they're not squishy. That one is far too squishy. I just replaced my bottom hose, and it has a little, you know, little play to it, but it's not bad. Stuff like that, especially if you're getting in an older vehicle. If you're not checking your hoses, there's a good chance you may be missing something real obvious that you don't want to deal with. Again, we want to, as we progress and we keep working on things. Sorry, I found another loose spot on here. You want to make sure that you're trying to take care of it and get it done right. And if you notice problems from a previous mechanic, don't necessarily take it personally like he's trying to fuck you over. So let's be honest, all of us are just trying to get by at the time. And most of us never plan on selling the vehicle that we have as a project. Unfortunately, sometimes that has to happen in order for you to either survive or, you know, make ends meet. And if that's the case, just be happy you're getting a good deal and realize that it's a good deal for a reason. You're probably going to have to do something along the way that you're going to repair it and be like, what the fuck was this person doing? I mean, I know it works, but insane. Like, for example, this radiator, I meant to show that wire off, but I'll show you guys here in a second from inside the car where it hooks in. So I don't have a stereo, obviously, if he's running the radiator off of that. So that takes care of those two hoses right in there. That should take care of the leak I was having. And then if we come around here on the inside, I'll show you where this line right here runs right down into my fan. And then he decided to just wire it in right here. So I've already blown the fuse a couple times. I'm gonna get that taken care of. If you ever do decide to wire something like this, you can just get yourself, it's a little two-way toggle switch. It just has the two prongs at the bottom, on, off. My plan is to have a hole, there's a spot right here where I can mount it, and then it'll just stick through, and then it'll just toggle on and off for me. You're gonna need these little connectors. You're gonna run your wire right into the bottom, and then they'll slip right up onto it. With those connectors, you definitely want to make sure, because I'm not running it through the power box or the fuse box, you're going to need to get yourself one of these inline fuses. Make sure it covers the amperage that you're running. Right now it has a 15 amp circuit it's running through, so I got a 20 amp circuit here, and then it's going to be running on just straight voltage. I'll get that figured out. I think I'm going to run it to the battery and then run it in here, so that way on off it always going to have voltage unless I turn it off. But this fuse is going to make sure if there's a short, you're not going to end up in a fireball inside of your car. Just simple wire. I am running a little bit heavy. It's like 12 gauge, which is about what they're running inside right now. Do your red and blacks. Don't make the next person angry because you don't know what the fuck's a ground is and what the fuck the hot wire is, and they got to check it all. Just do the right colors. Be smart. That way if you have to go back and fix it, you're not fucking around trying to figure that out and wasting time. I almost guarantee if you're doing electrical, you're going to have to go back and check it again. So just think about that ahead of time. Don't leave yourself open for a fucking pain in the ass that's going to ruin you. I'll start getting that video put together on this next one. I don't know when this will actually be posted, but I want to start getting videos out at least once a month or every couple months as I